Good morning. Buenos dias. Sawadee Chao. We are here. It is May 30th, 2025, and it is 9 a.m. It's a Friday, and we got a nice little show for you today. Thailand's best destination, but most tourists are too lazy to go there. It's the truth. So I'm going to go over that. We got a few things to go over. Um, we're also going to go over the top 10 tourist destinations real quick, just so you know. But the places here in Thailand, these are my places. These are my choices. Okay. So if you don't like them, yell at me. If you do like them, good. I'm glad. So here we are. Let's see here. Yes, the name of the stream today is Thailand's best places, but most tourists are too lazy to go there. Is that what I put in the title? But most, I forgot to put tourist in there. I'll have to put that in there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to try to keep it positive today because I don't like it when people tell me, "Oh, you're so miserable. You're so terrible. You're always saying bad things." Nobody has said anything about the weed yet. What are you talking about the weed for? Why do you gotta put it in a negative light? Oh, they're not gonna put it to medical use only. Maybe they won't, and maybe they will. But there is a proposed law by the health minister that they may reverse it. That's the only reason I say anything. Then I get these people, these knuckleheads. I got so many knuckleheads writing me now. It's really wild because I have a lot more people writing me in the last, say, 6 months than in a long time. And I get called a fear monger. Oh, you're so miserable. You must hate Thailand. Oh my God. I mean, I get a couple people, they just want to know, hey, what does the BTS mean? Okay. Bangkok Transit System. Anyway, and I get some people that say, hey, man, I'm really digging your channel. You're really honest. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not here for people to love me or like me or whatever. I mean, I'm just here to tell it like I see it. So let me get started here. Most people come to Thailand and they do the same somewhat boring circuit. Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket, maybe Koh Samui. If they're feeling adventurous, they'll go somewhere a little bit different. Maybe they'll even go to Koh Phi Phi, somewhere like that, Koh Phangan. But there's a whole other side to Thailand that tourists never touch. And I'm going to take you there. Places with no crowds, no scams, no overhyped attractions, just real Thai life, raw beauty, and peace and quiet, which is what I love. These are the kind of places that locals actually still smile at you and they really mean it. They're not smiling at you because, oh, I want his money. That's in the tourist attractions. You can understand it. You got enough tourists going there every year. So the Thais are like, okay, well, this guy's going to pay. Give it up, you know. Well, I hate to say it. I mean, maybe you should go there once just to check it out if you have any time. I mean, because you don't want to just stay like in Phuket town or in Patong or something like that. You want to get around a little bit. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing? You want to get around a little bit. So maybe, if you took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you took your time, you could have a good time there. Now, what I will say is the place is overrun with tourists most of the time. Um, I went, I don't know, 6 months ago, and I could have went a month or a couple of weeks ago, and I just didn't go. But I went there, and when I went there, there were so many Russians, and it's not even the Russians. I don't really care about the Russians. They don't bother me. Okay, you don't bother them, they don't bother you. They just don't. But there were so many tourists, and I was like, I got to get out of here. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna take a rotu, a little minivan. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna go and fly my drone. And it's like a 10-minute drive, and it's like, oh, that'll be 600 baht. It's kind of ridiculous, their prices there, but whatever. So tonight I'm going to walk you through the 10 best places in Thailand that most tourists never go. These are my own choices again, and honestly, part of me hopes that these places stay off the beaten track, because these are places that I really enjoy. I really love these places, not necessarily because they're flashy, but because they are real. They are as real Thailand as you're going to get, and hopefully you'll learn a couple of these places. Maybe you've even been to one or two of them. I dare say some people have probably been to one or two of them. If they've been to all of them, I'd be surprised, but I've been to all of these places. So there's that. Now, let me see something here, if I can. Okay. Chowderheads. Oh, well, that's lovely. Good morning, Mr. Bruce. Good morning, Mr. Tony. Good morning, everybody. So what the Ton Chow? ต้องพูดภาษาไทยอยู่ประเทศไทยต้องพูดภาษาไทยเข้าใจไหมอันนี้มันง่ายมากนะก็พูดได้ That means if you're going to live in Thailand, you might as well speak the language. And it's very easy to say that, really. That's nothing special. So there you go. And I am happy to report that Mr. Jono, my friend Mr. Jono, is doing better with his language training now, with his schoolwork. He's starting to improve. And I'm very happy for that. I love to see that. And, some people say, oh, you don't need to learn Thai. Well, if you're going to live here, you should probably learn it. If you're only going to live here for a year, learn the basics and, whatever. But if you're going to live here for a long time, you're going to live here. Like, listen, I've been here for a long time. So it's only, imagine if I didn't speak a word of Thai now. I can't imagine it. My life would be completely different. I even speak Thai sometimes with my boys, and most of the time it's just for me to bone up, to learn some words, to just get better or whatever. But sometimes it's just to speak to them. All right. In case you don't know, I'm Scott. I'm an American who's been living here in Thailand for a long time. Somebody said to me yesterday, how long have you been living here? I said, too long. And it was a girl. I go, how long you been living here? 20 years. I said, well, I've been living here a lot longer than you. She was very nice, but anyway, before we continue, if you like this live stream, if you like my channel, the videos I do, please click like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the notification bell so you will remain informed of all the upcoming videos and live streams. Also, if you have a message or you want to send me a Dear Scott letter, want to tell me about all your romantic affairs and how they've gone awry, or you need a consultation for some reason, you need a little help, you just send me an email at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. All right, right now, the currency, the exchange, the rate is $32.56 to the baht. Yesterday, it was about 32.75. I really wish it would go over 33, but for some reason it hasn't. We'll see what happens in the upcoming future. That's where I like it to stay, but what else do I got to say? The air quality index, 72. It's moderate. It's getting to be a real problem, the pollution, not just here in Bangkok, but pretty much everywhere. And that is a problem because, I'd like to go somewhere, like I've said for a long time, I'd like to go somewhere and just stay there for a little while. And, I'm thinking about our house. because I mean, we got something there. It doesn't cost any money. It's really nice. We got all the food we can handle there. Um, and I don't think the pollution is that bad there, but there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, there's not even a coffee shop, like a proper cafe, coffee shop, whatever. There's not even a proper place I'd say within about 2-3 kilometers of our house. There's not even a coffee shop. So, it is what it is. Okay, so temperature in Celsius, 29 is the current temperature. High is 31 today. Low is 27. Feel like temperature is 30. In Fahrenheit, that's 84 is the temperature. High of 87, low of 81. The feel like temperature is 85, and the humidity is 83%. So it's like you walk outside and you just get hit with a wave. It's kind of like Florida. And the rain forecast is for the rest of this week and through the weekend and through next weekend. It's anywhere from about 50% to about 75% chance of rain. So almost every day it's raining. Yesterday it rained. It was pouring. Okay. Before we dive into the places that tourists should go, but usually don't, let's quickly look at where they do go. And these are supposedly the tourism heavyweights, the top 10 most visited spots in Thailand, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Pattaya, the usual suspects. They're popular for a reason, but they are also quite overcrowded, overpriced, and in some cases, completely detached from the real Thailand. I would say Pattaya, although the prices are rising there in all aspects, in all categories, they're starting to rise a little bit. It's not that bad. Honestly, Pattaya is pretty cheap, in my opinion. It's pretty inexpensive. You can still get a good cheap breakfast for about what, $3-4. I mean, like a proper tasty breakfast for like $4. That's not bad nowadays. But this is rather surface level stuff. This is the starter kit, the places that everybody already knows, and some people, that's where they go all the time. Most people, but I've known people that they'd say, "Oh yeah, I'm coming to Thailand," and I'd say, "Oh really? Where are you going to go?" "What do you mean? Where am I going to go?" "I'm going to go to Nana Plaza. I'm going to go to Soy Cowboy." "Okay, where else? Are you going somewhere else? You're going to go to, does your girl have a place where you're going to go? Are you going to go somewhere like Hua Hin, or what are you going to do?" "No, no, no. I'm just going to Bangkok. It's going to be Nana and Pet Pong and Soy Cowboy." I mean, you got to have a little more than that. Anyway, I'm going to show you where the real gold is once I'm done with these. These are only going to take a few minutes, but you love these places or hate them. They currently dominate the tourism map. I'm going to go from number 10 to number 1. And number 10 on the list is Hua Hin. Hua Hin is a Thai-style beach resort town popular with retirees and local families. It's more chill than Pattaya, but not really that exciting. They have good golf there. Hey, Michael. They have good seafood, although it is a little pricey, and they have nice sunsets. Now, what I'll say about Hua Hin, I mean, I went there like 2 years ago. Maybe it's 2.5 years now. And I just remember getting there going, there's so much traffic. And I went down to the beach, and I hate to tell you this, but, they got a kid down there riding on a horse, and they got a guy walking around with it's not a bucket, but it's like smaller than a bucket. And he's walking around with the thing under the horse's asshole, catching his shit so it doesn't go onto the sand. And I'm like, oh my God, is this what you got to do to have tourists? You got to walk around behind a horse and shovel up his shit, catch his shit. I'm like, to me, that they're having a conversation. I got business to attend to. Michael, how you doing? What's happening? You could go Central Park or something like that, you know. Um, the sunsets happen. The sunsets in Hua Hin happen over the mountains and the town. The sunrises happen over the ocean. And you know, I will say that Hua Hin is nice in the morning. However, Hua Hin is not what it used to be. And the reason I say that is because quite some time ago, Hua Hin was the place where um, the king went and where Thais went on weekends. That was their place to go. And slowly it has morphed into a foreigner destination. And it's no longer, to me, it's not as nice as it used to be. And I can say the same thing for people who know that area, Prachuap, Kirikan, the city of Prachuap. It's just too busy now. And I mean, it's a nice place. It's nice, but like there's too many people for my taste. They're very noisy in the morning. I don't know what they do at this ice cream place. Sometimes there's like two people working there, and sometimes there's like 20. I don't know. They must have it down or something. But they're very noisy always. Sometimes at like 8 o'clock in the morning, they're crashing and dropping things and throwing things. Crazy. All right, let me get back to this here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's good to hear that you are good. All right, let me continue here. So Hua Hin, and I'll be honest, Hua Hin is not what it used to be. Um, I always liked when the girls in Starbucks, I would see them and they would do their little, they would twist their hips and they would do that to me. They didn't do it for everybody. I was lucky, you know, because they were comfortable with me for a while. Now they're all gone, and I don't go to Starbucks anymore. All right, number 9. Oh God, I don't even want to put this one in here. Um, it's pie, and you know, whatever. I mean, I don't have anything against pie, really. I mean, I really don't, and I don't have anything against Israelis as long as they behave, as long as people behave wherever they're from, including me. I need to behave. So pie is number 9. Hippie Mountain near Chiang Mai. Waterfalls, hot springs, scooters, and herbal tea, if you get my drift. It is loved by backpackers and Instagram couples, and of course, Israelis. Now, honestly, I would probably put Chiang Rai. I didn't do this list, okay? I would probably put Chiang Rai. Let me see here. I would probably put it at number 7 or number 9. I would replace Pi or I would replace Ayutthaya. But that's just me. Okay. Now, number 8, called PP. Once paradise, now tourist hell, unless you go early or stay far from the center. Maya Bay has reopened, but access is restricted, as it should be. Really, I think it should be restricted. I think they're doing the right thing with Maya Bay. I will say that. Okay. Uh, I've been there quite some time ago. I was there, and you know, now I'm just like, man, do I really want to go? No, I don't. I don't want to go to Hua Hin. I don't want to go to Pai. I don't want to go to Kopi P. Number 7 is Ayutthaya. Now, I went to Ayutthaya about a year and a half ago, something like that, and I think I brought you guys along with me. And I actually, there was somebody who followed the channel, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go there. I have to meet you." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus." Nothing against them. I just didn't really want to meet anybody. And they came and showed up, and they were like, "Oh, let's go to this place. Let's go to," and I go, "No, no, 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 no." I didn't want to go. I was like, "No, not gonna happen." But the ancient capital with crumbling ruins and UNESCO status, it is an easy day trip from Bangkok. You can go there for like a night and have a good time. Feels like a historic theme park, and it's still worth a visit. Now, the only thing I would say is I don't always like it because I'm just not that into temples. I'm not into historic ruins. You know, it's like I see them for 2 minutes and I go, all right, let's move on. And then usually it's quite hot. So, you know, you're out there walking around in these with these temples around, and it's like there's not a lot of shade. So you're gonna get quite hot. Number six, Koh Samui. I like Koh Samui, but it is an island, which is good and bad, right? It's a bit overrun now. You also got the mafia there that people don't generally talk about. It's less rowdy than Phuket. It's more developed than Koh Tao. It's a little expensive to get there than a lot of other places. You're flying the same distance. I've been there a couple times. I went there last time I went there. I was working in boxing, and we had a fight right on the beach. We had the ring right out on the beach. It was fantastic. We had a great time. It was just me and the boys. You know, there's about 10 of us, and we went out afterwards. And all right, Michael, you take it easy, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of like in Phuket, they have the mafia. In Koh Samui, they have the mafia too. They have luxury resorts, yoga retreats, and package tourists. Um, and there are some hidden beaches if you are willing to look a little bit and dodge the crowds. You can find them. So Koh Samui is a decent place, and you know, if I had a reason to go there, I would go. I don't really have a reason to go there. Not right now. I mean, you know, I'm not going there. Oh, I'm going to go photograph this place. I don't really have the urge to do that. So, number five, and I really like this place. I like both the city and Ao Nang and Riley, and that is Krabi. Number five, stunning cliffs and postcard beaches, major Instagram territory, over touristed but undeniably beautiful. Now, the last time that I went was towards the end of COVID. And if you remember, some of you guys might remember, um, I walked out on the beach. There's a longtail boat there. I said to the guy, hey, can you take me around? Yeah, sure, no problem. How much? 1,000 baht. Okay. He took me to like 4 islands. Took me until like, I don't know, 3 o'clock or something like that. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. By 3 o'clock, we came back. But I went to several different islands, and it was really nice, and I really liked Riley just because at that time there were not many people, and I had I had a great room. I had a fantastic room that was 4 star, and it was like $20. I couldn't believe it. Kosovet is not on the list, and I don't think it should be, quite honestly. Kosovet does not compare with Krabi. And Cosamet, okay, maybe it compares with Patia or something like that. But honestly, I don't really think it. My wife asked me a couple of weeks ago, "Oh, you want to go to Cosamet?" I said, "No, I don't." I said, "You and me have been there twice in the last 6 months. I've been there like 20 times over the years." I'm like, eh. And the last time it was like filled with Chinese and Korean. I mean, you know, like I'm talking about buses. And you're at the end of the street. I don't remember what the name of the street is, but you're at the end of the street there that goes into the park where the beach is. And there's just like 2 or 3 buses just sitting there waiting for the people. And I was like, oh man, you know, if you want to be laid back, that's not the place to go. And if you're gonna, you better find somewhere that you're away from everything. You're not staying right near the center of town. Okay, number four, Patia, infamous party town, of course, with the nightlife and everything. It's only about 2 hours from here. Plenty of beaches, although not great beaches. Plenty of beer bars, go-go's, walking street, and you know it's known as Sin City. So now they are changing it supposedly, to a family-friendly destination. And I don't really buy that, but that's what they're trying to do. I think they tore down the walking street sign and they're going to put up another sign, which, okay, but as long as you have a bunch of go-go's there, it's the same thing, just a different sign. They did that to Nana Plaza. I still have photos of the old sign. And now you have the yellow and red and black sign. And I'm like, okay, well, this is the new sign, whatever. But it's not like it makes the place better. It make it's more upscale now. It's not. All right, number 3, Chiang Mai. I like Chiang Mai. Me and my wife and the kids were going to go there in a couple days. And I said, no. Why should we waste the money? We've already all been there, done that. And I don't really want to go. You're going to be working. So supposedly we're going to Surat when she comes back. But Chiang Mai is the cultural capital of the North. It's a very nice place. Okay. The only thing is the burning season. That kind of bugs me. There's lots of temples, lots of digital nomads, which I can do without that. Doesn't really bother me one way or the other. I'm not going to workplaces or anything like that. They have elephant sanctuaries there, which I try to stay away from. I don't want to go to the elephant sanctuaries. You never know what they're about, and but okay, I know some of them are good, and that's fine. I just don't want to go to them. The last time I was up in Chiang Mai, we went on a tour. That was where the guy almost stuck his hand in where the tiger was, which the guy was an idiot, German guy. Oh, let me pet the tiger. The guy goes, no, 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 don't put your hand in. I was like, let him put his hand in there. He won't get it back. The tiger will just rip it right off. But what happened there at that place, I forget the name of it. It was on a little tour. Most of the tour was good, but this place was not a place that I really wanted to go to. But my wife is like, oh, let's check it out. They had a cheetah there, like running back and forth, and there was a lady that was standing in where the cheetah was, and she was like all scared and freaking out. The guy's like, just stay mellow, and the thing's not going to hurt you. We feed it. Don't worry, lady. So at that elephant place, they had something like, I don't know, 10 elephants or something, and they let them go. They let them out in the jungle because they didn't have to feed them. The elephants could go out and eat on their own, find food for themselves. And then they figured if they started putting food out, the elephants would come back and they would just put them back in the, I don't know what they called it, in their zoo or whatever it was. More chill than Bangkok, but increasingly gentrified. Imagine that. All right, the number 2 place for tourism in Thailand is Phuket. Thailand's most popular island, and that is for better or for worse. I used to live there almost 30 years ago. I lived there for a year, and I'll be honest, it was okay. But my kind of place, even then, was I just couldn't get into every night. Okay, we're done work. Let's go out. We're going to sit in the bar and look at the girls. After a while, I was like, this is boring, man. Anyway, it's the most popular island. You can go on boat tours to PP and to a lot of places. You can go to Khao Lak, which I really, really like, but it's not on this list. But it's a place that's some people forget about sometimes. It is overpriced. It is a little bit expensive in Phuket, and even a lot expensive in some places. And it's overbuilt. And unless you really know where to go, I would say, as an expat, if you're going to live in the town, good for you. Up to you, man. If that's what you want, go for it. But for me, I'm over that. I'm over all of this, overbuilding, over tourism, over. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. That's not just for me. But I hear this from a lot of other people. All right. Now, the number 1 is Bangkok. Thank you, Carlos. How you guys doing? How you doing, Carlos? Number one is Bangkok. I mean, where else is it going to be? The capital and the engine of Thailand. People don't like to think that, but listen, I'm out in my area. If I'm in the mall, maybe I'll see 3 expats or tourists. Now, if I was in Starbucks, maybe I'd see a couple more. But just walking around the mall, I might see 3 foreigners, maybe 5. And that's fine for me. Now, if I go in my village, once in a great while, I mean like once every 2 months, I'll see 1 foreigner. Maybe his girlfriend lives down the street or something. I don't know. But I don't see foreigners living where I live. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because nobody pays me any attention. It's like I go and they go, oh, hi, how are you? Oh. And, we speak in Thai. I sit there, I have a boat noodle soup, some quitio, whatever. How's your kids? That kind of thing. Okay, see you later. Here's your money. That's it. The other day, somebody parked in front of my house, and the lady from across the street goes, look, somebody's parking at your spot. And I go, I know, it's the neighbor from across the street. It's no problem. She's giving me a heads up because I don't like it. Nobody likes it in the neighborhood where people are parking in front of your house because you can't get in. It's tough to get in. Now, Bangkok is the #1 hub for scams, overcharging, and I don't know about this, but backpacker burnout. They have the Grand Palace, the street food, all the street food. Oh, I gotta go eat street food in Thailand. I'm eating Thai. Oh my God, I gotta eat Thai food. I probably eat Thai food once a day, once every 2 days. We had some mutton kwetiam the other day with some sticky rice. That little pork, little garlic, right? We just cooked it up. We made it up. And then we had sticky rice. My wife will make something once in a while, but I'm not going out shopping for street food most of the time. Most of the time, it's like I just happen to be somewhere and I see something really good. Like I see something like mango and sticky rice with coconut milk. I go, oh, let me get that. I get it, bring it home. It sits in the refrigerator for an hour, 2 hours, and somebody sees it. Oh. Then everybody eats it. That's about what happens. So anyway, those are the 10 tourist destinations of Thailand: Bangkok, Phuket, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Krabi, Koh Samui, Ayutthaya, Koh Phi Phi, Pai, and Pai, and Hua Hin. Okay, those are the 10 biggest tourist destinations, and there are others, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they attract more tourists. They may be very popular, but they're not up there on that list. Now, Thailand rewards effort, and the deeper you go, the better it gets. But effort isn't exactly what the tourist wants or a tourist's best friend. Most travelers stick to what is convenient, what's got the most reviews on TripAdvisor, or the best selfie angles on Instagram. Oh, look at this, George. Oh, honey, I got to go there and get that one. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get that picture. You already got the picture. I don't want to go get it. I want to go get a picture nobody's got. Yeah, I think that's in the top 15 or 20. But it is a tourist destination, for sure. It may not be as overrun, but there are many, many tourists that go there all the time. You're better off going to Pilok, or one of the places that I have on this list, which I'll get into in a second. Now, tourists fly thousands of miles only to stay in sanitized resorts, eat Western food, and surround themselves with other foreigners. What's the purpose of that? That is not travel. That's escape with air conditioning, doing it the easy way. Hey, by the way, I'm going to tell you again, please click the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up if you like this stream. We're going to get into it in just a minute here. You can join the VIP section of this channel for as little as $1.99. There are super chats. There is, what is it called? A Cash App. What else? Patreon. There's all kinds of ways. Buy me a coffee. You can buy me a coffee if you want. Whatever. Doesn't matter, but there's all kinds of ways. So if you want to help support the channel and you want to do more than just watch, which you can do if you want, or you don't have to. There's plenty of ways that you can do it. All right, now, Thailand still has places that feel rather untouched, and I'm going to tell you where they are, at least where some of them are. Places where the air is cleaner, the smiles are quite real, and the prices have not been jacked up for clueless tourists. Okay, these are the towns and provinces where the culture hasn't been watered down, and nobody's trying to sell you a tuk-tuk tour, which I don't know about a tuk-tuk tour at all. I just wouldn't do it. You know, it's not going to happen. Tak Bai should be number one. No, I don't think I want to go there. No, thank you. All right, let me continue here. Unbelievable. Most people, I'm going to say this because I believe this, because listen, it took me a little while to get off my ass and to go to some of these places, but most people will not bother to go to these places. And that's the thing. It's either a shitty place and you don't want to go there because there's nothing there, or maybe it's a great place, but it's a pain in the neck or expensive to go there. So a lot of people decide, I'm going to give that a pass. I'll go the next time or whatever. That happens all the time. Um, and you know, the people don't want to go. To me, that's exactly why I want to go, because there's not a lot of people there. Some of these places, I'll tell you, I've been to some of these places, and when I was there, I didn't see any foreigners, and I love that. So let's get into this 10 places. Not just by how beautiful they are, but also really what is most important is they feel like the real Thailand, if you will. You know, you go to Pattaya, hey, it's part of Thailand, it's the real Thailand. But you go to Pattaya and it's been westernized for the tourist. It's been set up for the tourist. We got some big message coming today or what? All right. I'm going to go from, how should I do this? Let's see here. Well, let's see here. I'm going to start out. I got a couple of places here. One of them, you know, because of me. One of them I've talked about. One of them you probably don't know. Another one is a place you pass through. Another one I've been to. 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 This one here, I think I'll go from number 1 to 2, and this is exactly how they're ranked. And not necessarily for being, well, whatever. You can call something the most beautiful, oh, the most happening place, or whatever it is. Number 1 is Kokut. And I've said this for a long time. This has been my favorite island, the most beautiful island in Thailand, hands down. It's fantastic. And although we stayed at a resort that time, we went quite a few places. And almost no one goes there. And this is not that difficult to get to. The beaches, they really resemble a postcard, and the water is crystal clear, which you don't get a lot of. If you go to like Pattaya, the water is not crystal clear. There are no beach bars blasting whatever they might be blasting. There are no backpackers throwing up in the bushes. There's none of that. Okay? There's no real nightlife. No massive resorts. There's no drama. It's basically nature. It's quiet. There's space to think. And if you remember, when I went there, hey Andy, how you doing? when I went to Calcutta. It's been a couple of years now, but we stayed in a nice place. We had a nice room. I mean, it was really nice. But once you got outside of that, you walked around, you walked down to the beach. If you remember, I was sitting down on the beach early in the morning streaming. There was nobody there. And then, okay, a couple people came. They were flying their drone, a guy and his wife and a kid. But for the most part, there was almost nobody at the resort. I go to the swimming pool. There's nobody there. Now, breakfast, there's a couple people there. But all in all, the place was absolutely fantastic. And it wasn't just the resort. I mean, yeah, we went up in the bird's nest where you go on a spiral staircase and you go up to the top and there's a place where you sit and then they bring you like a 6-course meal. That was fantastic. But you can get that. You want to pay the money, you can get that. But there are waterfalls. There are so many different kinds of things you can go. You can just go on a walk for hours as long as you don't get lost. So that place for me is probably one of the best places in all of Thailand that I've ever been. And I didn't put Kosaboya in there either, which was a place that my wife and I went long ago when we didn't have any kids and we were all alone on the beach. I mean, alone. We're on the balcony of our bungalow and there was nobody around, nobody walked by, nobody around. My wife was like, this is kind of scary. And I go, it's not scary to me. It's fantastic. This is great. I don't see them building an airport on Kokut. Now, number 2 might be surprising to some of you, but I can tell you, most of you probably have never been there. And to me, it's a fantastic place. I love it. And that is Sanklaburi. Awesome. Great place. I've been there like 4 times now, and 3 of those times, I don't know if it was 3 or maybe it was all 4, but I've always gone to the bare knuckle fighting there. They have temple boxing. That's what they call it. Now, the best fighters are actually fight, and but they have like 4 days of fighting, and the first 3 days are just basically kids, younger people, and then a little bit older, a little more strong, a little bit more seasoned. And then the last day is like the pros, right? But this is past Kanchanaburi. It's almost on, well, it's right on the Myanmar border. And this is the place where the fake Navy SEAL did not want to go on the bridge because he was scared. This is a very, very long wooden bridge, the Mon Bridge, and it is surreal, this bridge. Especially if you take a boat, which I did. I've taken many boats out there. The mornings, when you go out on the water and you look around, the mornings are all misty. It's surreal. That's the only way I know how to put it. The nights are it's pitch black. Once they stop there's not a casino, but there's a resort or something, and they play music until about 10 o'clock at night. Then after that, everything gets completely silent. It's fantastic. And the mix of the culture is Thai, Mon, and Burmese. So it's a nice mix. And I rent a motorbike every time I go there. And I would drive into town, go into 7-Eleven, pick up some supplies or wherever I'm going, get some supplies. I went to a bar the last time and some girl turned out to own it. And I was like, hey, how you doing? She said, oh, hey. And she was all proud. She owned the bar. I said, how long you been here? Oh, just a year. She was stuck during COVID. I don't know if she still owns the place or not, but maybe if I go back, I'll find out and see if she's still there. British girl, I believe. Monks will be walking across the bridge at sunrise, and you feel like you're stepping back in time. It's peaceful, spiritual, and off the grid. And not only that, they have all places on the water You take a boat and you tell them, take me here, take me there, whatever. They take you to all these places. It's just one driver, takes you wherever you want to go. You go with your family, you go with by yourself, whatever. And you go check these places out. And some of them are quite interesting. They're really, really cool. And it's very quiet there. And you don't feel like, oh God, there's tourists right next door. They're so loud. There is none of that. It's peaceful. It's serene. It's quiet. Just what Scotty likes. All right. Number 3. And I don't know. I know there was a guy that used to live there, a YouTuber that used to live there. I don't know if he still lives there now or anything, but this is, and this was just by chance that I found this. And there's one other place that I found, and that is Nakhon Phanom. It's on the Mekong River. Generally, I like oceans, period. But the Mekong River, okay. I would like to go all along the Mekong and really explore it, but it's not always possible. It's very difficult to do that. But the Mekong, right across from Laos, there is a Lao Thai culture. There's a beautiful promenade. You can walk down the promenade. It's fantastic. And there's right across the street, there's all kinds of restaurants and Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking guy is screaming. And this girl's looking at him. Like, what the hell's going on? Unbelievable. They started hiring guys to work here. And the guys are, when they're not open, the guys are loud and I don't know. I don't want to say crazy, but they're rather loud. The girls tend to be a little bit quiet. They're a little shy. Anyway, so this in Nakhon Phanom, they have a dragon there. I went out on a boat tour, went up on the top of the boat. I'm looking around. They take you up and down the river. Very nice. It was cheap. It was like 120 baht or something. The people are very, very friendly. The air is clean. And it's a great place to wind down, to slow down. While I would say there are some expats there, but for the most part, it's Thai and Laotian. And if you are in a position where you just, you're thinking, what are you going to do? What am I going to do here? If you live there, maybe you go out to eat. Maybe you go for a little trip somewhere or whatever. But the area is quite nice. So that's a place, if you want to go there and just explore it for a week, 4 or 5 days, 3 days, whatever. And that's what I did. I went for 4 days. And I remember, I still have the girl following me, and I follow her. She made like a specialized quid kio. Yeah, I don't know if they're still there or not. I don't know. I know they used to be, but really nice place. I really like it. Now, it is a little bit far away to come into, like, to get to Bangkok. Maybe you got to go to, Udon Thani, do something there, then fly back down to Bangkok, and then you're going to go to wherever you're going to go overseas or something like that. It's a little bit of a hassle, but that's okay. If it's more difficult to get there, then less people are going to be going there. You're not going to have as many tourists. Now, number 4 is Bangkok. And I've talked about Bangkok before. Most people don't even know Bangkok. They don't even know the place. It's the least visited province, and it is home to it's called Three Whale Rock, Pasamwan. Okay? They're massive stone slabs that stick out of the forest like whales. That's why they call them, Three Whale Rock. It's the town and the province. The province is Bangkok, but there is also the city that is Bangkok. And it's fantastic. I mean, I went there, and I wanted to get around. I had to have somebody drive me around all the time. I could have rented a motorbike or something, but I was going into the hills. I was going into the mountains, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I had somebody drive me. Now that was sweet. That is one of, I would say, not being an island, that is probably one of, if not the most fantastic places I've been in Thailand. And you know what? There was nobody there. That's where I went on the temple. What was it called? Wat Phu Tok, which is the temple on top of the mountain, where I went around on the side of the mountain and climbed and went all the way up, and I was scared shitless. That's Bangkok. Okay, there's no mass tourism, no scams, just genuine hospitality and raw beauty, and it is beautiful. I mean, it's fantastic. The Mekong flows by, and there are several attractions there. There was a Buddhist attraction there, which was cool. It was kind of nice. It was a little bit different. It wasn't a temple. I don't remember the name of it, but then there was another one. It was like Elephant Head or something like that. And that was where I was like, this guy's crazy. Some guy from our group. There was like a little group. I had like 3 people in the back of a truck. And this guy jumped off and he's like, oh, look at me. And he's jumping back and forth from the rock, from the elephant head to the side of the mountain. He's like bouncing back and forth. And I'm like, dude, if you slip, you're dust. You're going to go down like 2,000 feet and that's the end of you. And I just went, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. But they also have the Wat Phu Tok, which is a big reason for going there. I talked to, what was her name? Preo. And I said, what do you know about Bangkok? And she goes, oh, it's beautiful. It's so big. And I said, have you ever been to Wat Phu Tok? No. She'd never been there. A lot of people who have been to Bangkok from neighboring areas have never been to that temple. Which, think about it. There was nobody there that was a foreigner. They're playing Isan music. They had some guy down on the bottom playing it, and I just recorded him playing the music, having a good time. We put it in the video. That's probably, bar none, the best place I've ever been in Thailand. That's what I'm going to say. I'll go ahead and say that. Bangkok. It's far east, far northeast. I think it's below Nakhon Phanom. Because I think it went farther north to go to, let me see. I think it went farther north to go to Nakhon Phanom. Bangkok to Nakhon Phanom. Oh, no, it's south. Sorry. 2 hours and 33 minutes away. So I don't know. Did I go to Maybe I went to Nakhon Phanom first, and then I went up to Bangkok. After Bangkok, I went to Nong Khai, and Nong Khai is not on my list. Nong Khai's all right, but that's about it. It's all right. All right, let me go on here. So if I'm going to recommend any place out of, well, listen, I recommend them all. Phuket, Sangkhlaburi, Nakhon Phanom, Bangkok, and next is Khanom. Now, I've talked about Khanom before. You saw when I went to Khanom. This wasn't that long ago, and I may go back there again in another week or so. I'm not sure. And this is what Koh Samui used to be. Long, empty beaches. They have pink dolphins in the bay that sometimes you can see them, and seafood that is rather inexpensive. I got 6 massive shrimp. Well, I do. I can't do it while I'm streaming. I don't know why, but I could if I'm using a program and all of a sudden I could, but I can just do a video about this. Maybe I'll do like the top 3 or something and I'll do the video. That's my plan. Because I do have some footage of Bangkok. I have footage of Sangkhlaburi, which I really like, and I have footage of Khanom and no tour groups. You're not going to find tour groups in Khanom. Just little quiet bungalows, real town life, and locals who are happy to see you. Hey, Cyrus, how you doing? One of the best low-key beach towns in the country, bar none. And I still remember going to some little place and I go, oh, wow, this looks nice. And I walk in and there's this, I mean, extremely good looking woman behind the counter. And she starts to tell me how she had lived in the United States and she just came back and now she's going to do something else. And then she's going to do this and do that. And I just was like, wow, you're really busy. She's like, oh, yeah, I got so many things to do. And then her mother came in and her mother was attractive also. Her mother was older. And they were very, very nice. And they gave me a nice meal. And oh, it was fantastic. Then I would go down the street. I'd go down the street on a motorcycle. I rode the motorcycle in Kanome. And what I would say in Kanome, if you're going to drive a motorcycle anywhere, this is the place where you want to drive it. And that's not because there's no way to get around, although it's a little difficult. But that's not why. The reason why is because you have the road almost to yourself. So I drove down the street, went to the coffee shop. I meet this girl. She just had a baby. You know, I'm talking to her. I'm having my coffee. Makes me a great coffee. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I went there every day. So she made me a great coffee. I was like, hey, man, I just take the motorcycle, boom, and jet down there. Decided to go to the next place, which I'll bring up in a second. But that place was really cool. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I went there and I had I think it was 8 massive shrimp. And it was like 160 baht, something like that. You know, like $5 for, I mean, they were like this big, one shrimp. That place was good. That was a nice place. Kanome was very, very nice. All right. All right. So next on the list is Sichon, and it's just up the coast from Kanome. And it's even more peaceful. If you really want peaceful, that's where you go. Sichon. You want to go with a girl, like, you know, you're like, oh, we're so in love now. It's so great. I want to go and have a good time with her. And you want to go somewhere cool? Go to Kanome. Go to Sichon and just screw your brains out. And then go and have something to eat. Then come back, screw your brains out. Go have something to eat. You know, go somewhere. I just rode the motorcycle around Sichon, just checking stuff out. Finally, I stopped on the beach. Well, you could do that if you want. It's just up the coast. They have quiet beaches, very friendly people. The people are really nice. I mean, you know, like you don't get up, you're not getting a hard time. People got no reason to give you a hard time. Absolutely no tourism infrastructure, and that is a good thing. You want to disappear for a week? That's your place to go. Okay, Sichon. Now, what I did do is I took a lot of drone footage, and you know everything's legal on the drone, everything. So when I went there, I was like, all right, no problem, man. I can do whatever I want. Went out on the beach. I was the only person there. I couldn't believe it. I'm the only person on the beach. And if you remember, I did a stream one morning and I was at this little coffee shop. It was down at the end of the beach. And then I walked around. Then I got on the motorcycle and I drove up some hill. I went all around. I did that. That was the stream. But very, very nice. So Kanome, Sichon, very nice beaches. Kokut, very nice. Sankalbri, if you want to go to a place that is, you're going to be mixed with the Thai, the Mon, the Burmese. You're not going to have many foreigners there. If you want a place like that, that's where you go. Nakhon Phanom, Isan, but very cool. Bungkan, another place that, listen, Nakhon Phanom is a nice place, and you know it's great, but Bungkan is better, in my opinion. It's not right on the you're not right on the river, so it's not better in that aspect, but it's better as far as go to places that you know you have some great places to go to in Kanome that you're not going to get in Nakhon Phanom. Okay, what is this? What about Isan? I'm talking about Isan. Bunkan, Nakhon Panom, those are in Isan. All right, let's see here. What else did I say? I said Kokut. Kokut is to the east. Sankalaburi. Okay, that's by Kanchanaburi. Very nice place, but a place that I haven't gone. I've been wanting to go there for a long time is Pilok, and I may end up going with my kid. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Nakhon Panom, I went over. Kanom, okay, like I said, Kanom is fantastic. But if you want a little more quiet, you go to Sichon, which is also on the list. Bunkan, Koh Chang, okay. Koh Chang, not to the east. Koh Chang in the south. Koh Chang by Koh Payam, by Trang. Is it Trang or is it Raynong? I think it's Raynong. Um, Let me see something here. I forget, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Raynong. All right. I don't know if you remember this place. This also was a fantastic place. Um, Hang on a second here. Oh, it's not June. Okay. That wasn't right. So yeah, it was Renault. Okay, so Koh Chang. The northern part is already overrun. So to the northeast is Koh Chang. However, Koh Chang is not the same as the Koh Chang in the south. You want a better place, in my opinion. It's more peaceful. You don't have tourists, not many tourists. There are some tourists there, but they're pretty peaceful. It's like the place where you go and people are painting and doing yoga and sitting there in their bungalow doing nothing. You know, they go swimming and then they come inside. That's all they do. There's a lot of dirt roads, quiet beaches, hammocks, and you're out in the jungle. And they got what are the? I always forget these birds. What these birds are. Let me see here. No. What are they? Cockatoo? No, they're not that. What are they? Kochang Bird Archives. Well, they don't even show it. So what am I supposed to do with that? Hornbills. Thank you. I always forget that. Always. I always forget that bird. They have literally hundreds of hornbills in the forest. So if you are walking through the forest, which you can do, and you're basically just taking a walk, and you know you got a camera, bring a long lens because you're going to need it. There are literally hundreds of those birds in the forest, and they're fantastic. They're really cool to watch. All right, let me see something here because I'm a little lost right now. Hang on. Very wild place. Very quiet, and I stayed at a place called the Cashew Resort. And at that time, I don't know how much it is now, but at the time, I stayed there for a week for 5,000 baht. That included everything, my transportation from Bangkok, and I took a a bus from Bangkok down to Ranong, and then took a boat to the island, and then the boat back to the island, and then another. I got a transportation to. I think it was the bus again. I took the bus home. The bus, the bungalow, the food, everything was 5,000 baht for 7 days, and I was like, man, you cannot get better than that. That's like 700 baht a day. That was it. And the bungalow was 500 baht times, I think, 6 days. So, half the money was, at least half the money was spent on the bungalow. Fantastic. I mean, this is not a place that you're going to go and you're going to have you're going to be able to go out and party. If you want to go party from that place, I'll just give you a recommendation. From Koh Chang in the south, you just say, I want to go to Koh Payam. And let me see something. It's not very far, I don't believe. It's I think it's only like, let me see here. Oh, what did I do? All right, yeah. From Koh Chang in the south to Koh Payam, you need to take a boat from Ranong to Koh Payam. It's 200 baht. So you need to go back. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Long time no see. You need to go from the island, go back to Ranong Pier, whatever that pier is called. I don't remember. And then from there, you go to Koh Payam. Now, Koh Payam is a party area. It's still pretty quiet, but it is a party zone known for bringing in foreigners who want to go party. And I had been, no problem. I had been told by a German guy that I saw walking around on the pier. Oh, if you want to go to Koh Payam, you're going to a really crazy place. There's going to be a lot of partying and stuff like that. And I said, no. I want really quiet, mellow. I don't want to be bothered. He said, I'm going to Koh Chang. Maybe you should check out Koh Chang. I'm going to go there and do some scuba diving. He was like 80 years old. The guy was cool, man. He was a really cool guy. I got along with him the whole time. We went and ate together, did all kinds of stuff. I mean, you want to get some food there. Like I'm talking about, you want to get something like, well, I don't know. You want to go get some soda, say. You got to walk halfway across the island. And, you're walking through the forest. There's all the hornbills. And then, I don't think there were no cars there, only motorcycles. That was it on the island. So you can go to Koh Payam. That's not on the list, but that is a place to go. If you get a little hair up your ass and you figure, oh, I want to go party. Well, that's a place to go party. So what's going on, Jim? How's everything going? Rayong, good. Rayong's all right. I wouldn't necessarily make a trip there just to go there. I mean, maybe go to a beach there or something like that, but just finished doing my pond maintenance, soaking wet. Well, that's good. You're doing something. You're keeping busy. That's good. I've been keeping busy, trying to keep my shoulder in place. But I think it's getting better now. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Because, it's been what now? Uh, you go to Kanchanaburi and then you get a minivan from Kanchanaburi to Sangkhlaburi. If I remember correctly, that's what I did. I've been there several times, and I believe that's how I went every single time. You go to the city of Kanchanaburi, you go into the city, and they have, the bus station or whatever. And then you get on the bus that goes to Sankaburi. It's not much, I mean, I don't even know. Maybe it's 120 baht or something. I don't remember. I want to go there again, though, but I really would like to go to Pilo, which is off of Kanchanaburi. And, if you are in Kanchanaburi and you go this way, you're going to hit the Three Pagoda Pass and, the Australian, what is that? I forget what they call it. The place where you walk in the forest where all the people died. Um, and so if you veer to the right, yeah, Hellfire Pass. It's actually past Hellfire Pass. Um, there's a there is a memoriam there. There's a museum. Yeah, it's the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center and Memorial Walking Trail in. Here we go. Wonderful. And I'm back. I am back. Awesome. Should be working now. There you go. All right. All right. Better finish this up, man. Let's see here. What was next on the list? I don't remember what we were talking about, but we're going to go on here. Okay. The next three are ones you probably, well, this one you might know about, but the next two after that you might not know. Chumpon. Now, most people pass here on their way to Koh Tao or Koh Samui. But the fact that they just go right through the city is a mistake because there are fantastic beaches. Now, I will say I went to a lot of beaches, but one of the beaches that I went there, I got sand fleas and it sucked. But I just put on some cream and took a couple pills and I was all right. But there are some great places there, and there are some nice little bars right on the beach. You just hang out, very mellow. And I mean mellow all the way around. I'm talking about Thais, foreigners, whoever's down there. It's really great. But there's just the crowds are not there. You don't have the hordes of foreigners that are all at the beaches like at Phuket or something like that. You don't have that. And that's what's great. And if you remember in Chumpon, that was the place where I went. I stayed in a tent. It was a blue, like really thick, whatever the material was. It was Velcro and like canvas or something. It was really thick and it was blue. And I stayed in there. It was big enough for a bed, like a dresser, a headstand, and an air conditioner. And the room was great. I was, wow, this place is fantastic. I still remember the owner. I remember the lady. And, if I went to Chumpon again, I'd probably stay right at the same place. And it was 500, probably 600 baht now. But whatever it is, it was cheap. It was pretty cheap. And then, right around the corner, I just go to the lady and I go, can you make me this and make me this and make me that? She go, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, all right, just make me, and I'll take them back to the room. I take them back. One would sit there for a while. I would eat the other one, and then I'd say, all right, now it's dinner time. I'll eat this. So this is a very Thai town, and you have access to the water, but you don't have any of the BS. You don't have the nonsense. You don't have all the people riding around looking for people that that need a ride, and they're trying to scam you. And I went to some places that a lot of people don't went. I went to a cave that was fantastic. I mean, they built this cave, and it was like I went to this place. There was nobody there. I was the only person there. I go back in this cave. I go, this is fantastic. I don't know about you guys. I'm generally not looking for places that got, 500 people, and you got a bunch of Chinese and Korean and Japanese tourists, and they're all coming in by the hundreds. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want that. I don't want to be around people. It's not nothing against them. I just don't want to be around other people. I don't care if they're Westerners. I don't want to be around them. And I'll tell you a perfect example of that is when I went on the Mekong River. My wife goes, "Oh, I like to go on the Mekong River." I go, "Listen, you're going to go with the boys?" I go, "You're going to be drinking beer the whole way up the river and the whole way into Laos, and it's all foreigners. They're going to be speaking English. They'll probably have a good time." I'm like, "But it's a tourist trap." All right. Number 9. Prasatamunthom. Surin. It's very close to, somewhat close to Prey Vihir, which is on the border of Thailand and Cambodia, and I believe it's fairly close to the place where the guy got shot this day before yesterday or whatever. This is Prasatamunthom is in Surin, and it is an ancient, supposedly Khmer temple sitting right on the Cambodian border. Moss-covered stone, jungle all around, and no tour buses. Sometimes you will see soldiers stationed there. As 2/4 Korean and I, when we went to the Prey Vihir, we sat in the little what was it, like a little I don't know, booth, and we looked through his spyglass, whatever the hell it was. We looked through that. We were looking we were on the Cambodian side. We were looking at the Thais, and the Thais were looking at us. It was very interesting. So there are soldiers around, male and female. I mean, when I say on the border, I mean on the border. And that is kind of like an adventure. And, it doesn't feel like a tourist stop. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm here with all the other tourists. Oh, let's check this out. Yeah, you're looking through the scope going, oh, wow, this is pretty cool, Well, that's exactly what this is from the Thai side. And, most people never, ever go to these places. I'm talking about all the places that I've named. Most people don't go to these places. They just don't. Klakut, some people go, but not many. Sanklaveri, not many. And they certainly don't go to see the bare knuckle boxing, and which is wild. That's all I'll say. It's crazy. You go to this place, and again, the last year that I went was about 2 years ago. I was the only foreigner there. And they know me because I've been there many years. So the guys who are there running the show, they see me and they go, oh, and I get right in the corner and I'm taking photos from in the corner, shooting film, shooting footage or whatever. But sometimes you have these kids, they're 13, 14 years old. They're trying to beat the hell out of each other. And sometimes they knock each other out. It's crazy. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, my God, these kids are so young. It's not for me to do that. It's their culture, not mine. But you talk about wild. And you have Burmese, you have Mon, you have Thai, and all of them are fighting. So, Klakut, Sanklaveri, Nakhon Phanom, Kanom, Bungkan, Klachang in the south. Now we have Chumpon. And here we also have Sichon, which if you're going to go to Kanom, you should go to Sichon. We have Prasatamunthom. And most people are not going to go to this place. There's no way. Maybe if you live in Surin, you might go. But most people are not going to go there. All right? That's a pretty big adventure. Now, last but not least, and I guarantee you most people don't know where this is. And it's funny because one of the guys who follows on the channel, he wanted to know where I live. And I go, I'm not going to tell you my house where I live. Oh, I just want to go check it out. No, I don't want you to go check it out. I don't want you to go to my house and, let me check this out. No, that's not what I want. However, I will give you the area. It's a district, and that is Wiangsa in Suratani. Now, Suratani is a big province. It is a huge province, okay? But this area, Wiangsa, is a purely southern town. There's no beaches there. You're gonna have to drive about, I don't know, 2 hours to get to the beach. No real temples of note, although there is a temple fairly close to my. I'll give it for $100. Huh? What are you talking about? Number 8. I'll give it for $100. Give what? Oh, the address. Well, you don't know the address either. I don't think. My house in the south. Our house. Now, it's not just the house. Definitely not. This is the area. Wiangsa. This is the town. This is the district. Okay? There's rubber plantations. There are local markets. I guarantee you there are local markets that rarely ever see foreigners there. I've been to like 3 of them just the last trip. And I was like, I didn't see any foreigners in these places. I was the only person. And I start speaking Thai, and people are like looking at me with these wide eyes. And this is the kind of place, this area, this is the kind of place where they still stare at you. They'll look at you. And you're like, what are you staring at? And they're like, they're staring at you. Because they don't usually see Fatran. They don't usually see the foreigners there. So, and they don't give you hostility. They're very, very friendly. You know, um, they're very curious. And I don't think I've ever had a southerner in Wiangsa ever be anything but courteous and friendly to me. And this is, to me, in the past, I'd said, oh, I don't want to live there. I'm not going to be there. Well, it's not on the beach, but it's in the jungle. What I told my wife is turn this place into a resort, man. Make this place a, inexpensive resort where people go and they can eat organic food, and they can, they get like a small room for 600 baht a night or something like that. Start putting some money into it. Let's get it going. Let's do it. You know. And I doubt many of you, or really any of you, will probably go there. You might go to Suratani, but you're probably not going to go to Wiangsa. Yeah, well, that's probably me. That's probably me rubbing on it. Maybe I should just hold it like this, like a lot of people do. They hold it up. So there they are. 10 places. Do you know how many of you have been to any of these places? Non is somewhat overrated as a tourist area, but driving through the countryside is very appealing. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. There's a lot of places that you drive through and they're appealing. They look great, but then you go and you want to do something. You want to move there. You want to find stuff to do, and then you go, naan is not for me. Pie is not for me. I'm sorry. They're not. Well, all right, let me see here. Klangkut is probably one of the easiest places for people to go to. Sangkhlaburi is actually it's pretty easy, but it takes an extra step to get there, an extra step or two to get to Sangkhlaburi. Nakhon Phanom, again, you're going to have to take a few steps, but it's really not that difficult to get to. Kanom, I'll tell you what Kanom was. Kanom, I flew to Suratani Airport. Suratani Airport, I flew there, then I took a minivan from Suratani Airport to Kanom. From Kanom, I transferred into another minivan, and they took me into where I had to go, and it was like 100 baht or something like that. It wasn't bad. Bungan, you've got to get close to Bungan, which I don't even remember how I did that. And then from there, maybe what it was is I went to one place and then I worked my way up. I don't remember, but I'll have to look and see. I have notes and everything like that, but that place is fantastic. You're going to have to go there. Kwa Chang, listen, again, it's multiple steps. It'll take you maybe 4 steps to get to this place. Let me see something here. Bunkan is out there. I go, but not alone. I have been to a few Kanom. I love Chumpon is good. Would add Raynong to the list. I don't want to add Raynong to the list. Never been to Isan, but all over the south. Bataland is underrated also. I'm just bringing up these places. These are, I've been to Ranong. I've been to a lot of places. I like Ranong, but I wouldn't put it on my list. Just for me. I like what I have on this list. And probably the best place on the whole list, one of the best places is Bungkan. It's fantastic. So I wouldn't take that off the list. So you have a lot of places that you can go. There's plenty of places. Now let me see something. All right, I already said Koh Chang, and Koh Chang is there for you if you want to spend. Maybe you're going to spend $1,000 for the month. You're going to stay there for 2-3 months. You're just going to chill. That's all you do. All you do every day is mellow. You eat yourself a bowl of fruit. You go to the restaurant. You eat something there. Costs you 150 baht or whatever. That's what you spend every day. You spend next to nothing, and you really don't do much. But you can do as much as you want to do. You can do push-ups, stuff like that, sit-ups, jumping jacks. You want to exercise, you can do yoga. They have yoga there. Now Chumpon is easy to get to, and that's because it is a city that you pass through to get to other places like Koh Tao and Koh Samui. But a lot of people just overlook it. Now the temple that I told you about, Prasat Tamun Tom, is in Surin. So all you have to do is go to Surin and just go, I want to go to this place, and then you'll get there. But of course, sometimes it'll take a couple of steps. You might have to take, it depends on if you want to pay the money. If you can get a taxi, then the taxi will take you right there. If you're going to take a minibus, then the minibus might drop you off, and you got to take another minibus to get to the temple. Just depends. And then, I said Kanom, also Sichon. I want to spend a little bit more time in Sichon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, because it's the kind of place where you go and nobody is bothering. I mean, it's the kind of place where the beach is right down by the mountain. It's in a cove. You just chill out there. You go out and get your coffee, get some food, go back home, fly your drone. Maybe you go into town, you come back, chill out, eat, go to sleep. Mellow place. Okay, there is no tourism infrastructure really in Sichuan. It's really, really mellow, and I like it that way. And then, of course, like I said, Wiangsa in Suratani. I don't think many people are going to go there, but there are reasons to go there. There are places to go, and you can go through there, maybe spend a night there, and you can have a bit of a time just to see what it's like. So those are my 10 places. Kokut, Sangkaburi, Nakhon Phanom, Kanom, Sichon, Bungkan, Koh Chang, Chumpon, Pasat Tamun, Tom, Wiangsa. There you go. Now, Thailand isn't just about beaches and bars. It's, of course, Thailand is full of small towns and quiet corners and overlooked gems that most tourists never see, and they probably never will. And that's what makes those places worth going to. That's why I like hunting these places down. If you're tired of the circus, the massive of tourists and the overpriced resorts, and you hear the same thing for the 100th time. Oh yeah, you go there. Oh yeah, so beautiful. Same. Oh, so lovely. Yeah, okay. Then keep going to your places that are in the top 30, the top 10, top 20 of all the places that everybody goes. Keep going there because you're going to miss out. But whatever you do, if you decide to go to one of these places that's a bit of a gem, a bit of a hidden, secretive place, or less traveled place, don't ruin the place. Please don't do that. All right? I beg of you. I have been to a few right now. I doubt many people go to Nong Khai know about Bangkok. Next door to the east, I only knew about it because a girl I met was born there and looked it up. Well, Freya was from there, and I didn't know that she was from there because I just decided to go there because it was a place that people didn't go to. And I thought, oh, this looks pretty cool. And then I told her, and she goes, oh, I'm from Bangkok. I went, huh? Really? Yeah, it's closed right now. Right now it's closed, but it won't be. They'll open it up eventually. So I'd be surprised. Listen, I'm asking you now, how many of these places have you been to? Maybe Jim has been to, one or a couple. I don't know. But I can tell you probably not many of you have been to them. None. Wow. I understand that not everybody wants to make the effort that it might take. But some of them, they're not that difficult to get to. Kokut. Kokut is not that difficult to get to, believe me. Um, I don't remember everything we did, but I do remember we stopped at this place and we sat there for like 15 minutes, and then we went to where the pier was, and the pier took us all the way to Kokut. It was great, and we're there. And I mean, we went kayaking. I still have video of it. I know that. I haven't lost that video. We went kayaking there. There was nobody there. We were the only ones kayaking. It was fantastic. That place was fantastic. Now, Sanklebury, it's easy to get to. If you can go to Kanchanaburi, you can get to Sanklebury. You go to Kanchanaburi, you get off, you go into the town, you just say, take me to the bus stop, and then you get to Sanklebury. And then from there, you're going to have to figure out, okay, where am I going to stay and stuff like that. But it's very easy. I know a couple of places to stay. I've stayed in a couple of different places. And very, very nice, you know. I've already been to Chiang Mai. Yeah, from Nong Khai, I don't want to go farther north. I really don't. I've already been to Chiang Mai. I've been to Chiang Dao. I've been to Chiang everything, damn near everything. Um, but less so in the last couple of years, just because I haven't wanted to, because they're getting harder to find. It's getting harder and harder to find places that are away from all the masses of tourism. All right, so let's see here. Nakhon Phanom, that was easy to get to. Okay, um, and that's on the Mekong, and that's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool for a couple days. It's good for 3-4 days, and if you really want to look into it, it can be good for longer. Phanom, I thought was great, and I went out looking for the pink dolphin. They weren't there. I couldn't find them, or the captain couldn't find them. But I would go there again and go out there and try to do that just to see where's the pink dolphin, because they're known for the pink dolphin in that area. just to give me something to do, I'd go out there and do it. A very cool ride to go out there and everything. It was rainy when I was there, but it was still very cool. I mean, that place is just, it's a cool place. Bangkok, I've already talked about. That's one of the best places I've ever been. Koh Chang in the south, yeah, you want to hang out there. Not that difficult to get to. Again, you just go all the way down to Ranong. However you want to get there, just figure it out how to get to Ranong. You get to Ranong. From there, you get to the pier, and then the pier, you can get a boat, and for like 200 baht, you go to the island. And almost nobody knows Koh Chang is in the south, also, not just in the northeast. Chumpon, come on, that's a piece of cake. You can take a train to Chumpon. It's people don't stay there. That's what usually is the deal with Chumpon. And it's not like there's so many things to do, but there is a night, what the hell is it? Night market, that kind of thing. They got little places to go where you can go shopping and check things out, and it's kind of cool. And then the temple, Prasat Tamun Tom. Well, you got to wait till that place is available now, but it'll be a little while. But that's a cool little place to go just to do it. Go there for a couple days. And then Wing Sa, well, there's also Sichon, but I always link Kanom and Sichon together because they're very close by. I drove in about 20 minutes on a motorbike from Kanom to Sichon. But the Wing Sa, just go to Surat. And then figure out where you want to go in Surat. You can go anywhere in Surat. You'll have a good time. Just don't go to Koh Samui. Okay? You want to go to Wingsaw, find a place to stay before you do anything, because it's not that easy to find places to stay, and it's not that easy to get around. Okay? I like Nakhon Phanom, although I didn't stop to see Uncle Ho. Nakhon Phanom was very nice. Uncle Ho what was the name of that place that they had? Yes, that was. Let me see here. Oh, that was Chok. That was it. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh House. I did go there. Actually, I did go there. I don't know if you remember that, but I went there, and that was pretty cool. I forgot all about that, to be honest. But that place was cool. Very, very cool. I'm looking at it here on the tourism map, and it was a cool place. I remember that. And I think I streamed from in there. Hua Hin, Lam Chabang, Patiat, Kanchanaburi, Roy Et, Krabi. Okay, well, if you haven't been to Riley, Krabi is cool, Krabi town, but anyway. All right, well, I earned a ton of money today. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. If Riley was part of it, then yeah, that was good. Then you really got to experience it. I like Riley, and I like all the places that I went. I don't even remember the names of the islands, but I went to quite a few of them. But I liked Riley. That was memorable. And it was memorable because there wasn't anybody there. It was really cool. I mean, I remember sitting there drinking. It was like me and the Thai guys were drinking beer, and that was it. There was nobody else. And I remember when I walked up, a couple Indians walked by me. Oh, hello, how are you? Hey, how you doing? You know, and they were from Vegas. So pretty cool. Pretty cool place. Anyway, I forgot about that Ban Na Chok. That was But I remember going there and remember looking at everything, and I thought, oh, wow, it was quite cool. It was Spartan, to be honest. It was not what I thought it would be. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I mean, listen, I forgot more than I remember. I mean, honestly. So, anyway, that is all I have. I've got big things to do today. What do I have to do today? I don't really need groceries. I got all the groceries I can handle. We have 2 refrigerators in our house, and they're all full of groceries. Maybe I need a little bread or something, but there was something I was going to do here. I don't remember what it is. Oh, I need to buy some shorts. Whatever. Anyway, I got a really busy, important Friday, but my wife is going today. She wants to learn AI, which I already know about and have been using a little bit, but she wants to go learn AI, and she's going to take one of the kids or both of the kids. I don't know. And I told her, well, you learn it and then you teach me. So maybe that'll work. I don't know. I always sit next to the Swensons. I never go there. And I'm so tempted, but I just go, no, 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 I can't because I like ice cream too much. I'm like Jim, except I don't go. I don't take the steps over there. I walk away. I've never used the AI on my phone. It just keeps asking me, and I don't use it. I use stuff all the time. And actually, I've been looking into making videos with it, but not videos for this channel, but just videos because there's other things that I'd like to do, and I want to see. Oh, what? So, anyway, that is it. Just remember, don't ruin where you go. I'm going to say that again. Remember to smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you'd like to show your support for the channel, you can do so by sending a super chat at the last second, or you can join up for $1.99. That's as little as you can spend, $1.99. Wow, a cup of coffee every month. That's great. But that helps me. Or you can just keep watching. That's fine. Whatever. That's great. If you want to send me a Dear Scott letter, you can do that. You need a consultation, you can do that by sending me an email at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. Let me see here. What is this? Last minute message. I never needed it before, so I don't need it now. My life isn't complicated to need it. Well, I would say if you don't need it, then you don't need to use it. For me, it just kind of organizes things for me very quickly without me having to do much. I tell it what to do, it does it. That's about it. I think, let me see here. Yeah, you see the thumbnail that was made? They made this, but I had to redo it because for whatever reason, the AI can't follow all the instructions. And so I had to delete all the text and then put my own text in on the thumbnail. So that's what I did. And whatever. And the last, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, the last 4 thumbnails and a couple of them before that, I've done with AI. So, well, good for you, Jim. You're not addicted to Swenson's anymore. Is that your AI generated image on the thumbnail pic on a video? No, I just asked him to make me a thumbnail and told him exactly what I wanted, and they did it. I've done this a couple of times. I did the one with the weed, with the Thai versus tourist, Thailand bans recreational ganja. That was one that I did. Yeah. So let's see here. What are the other ones? Why Thai people are fed up. That one. Scams and the financial pain of being a foreigner. Don't come here. I did that one. And for some reason, they put my picture up and then tweaked it. I mean, I look like, I don't even want to know what I look like. So the dual pricing, that was another one. So I've used it quite a few times. Yeah, I don't really want to do fake videos. I want to do real videos. I mean, I could do all kinds of things if I wanted. I could do fake books, fake videos, fake pictures. I could do all kinds of. I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste my time, to be honest. So, anyway, that is all I have. Appreciate everybody coming in and joining in the chat. It was nice. If you have any nasty comments to send me, go ahead, do it. I don't care. You have nice comments, that's better. But I will see you all later. My name is Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Until next time, choke Leo Jerkin Mai, which means good luck and see you again. Dule Toeng Didi, which means take care of yourself quite well. Take good care of yourself. Okay? There you go. All right. See y'all later.